Good evening everyone. Welcome to this orientation for the foundation level students of the BS program in Data Science and Applications. We will walk you through the various steps which are a part of the foundation level, the various rules that govern the foundation level of the BS program in the next half an hour. We will start off with this particular slide. All of you must have seen this when we were actually doing orientations for the program itself, and this is the layout of the program. And currently you are at the foundation level, so you have cleared the qualifier, you are taking courses in the foundation level of the program, and you are where we are showing this in red block. You are in the first part of the program, which is the foundation level of the program. Courses in the foundation level are 8 courses. There is Maths 1 and Maths 2, there is English 1 and English 2, there is Statistics 1, Statistics 2, and Computational Thinking and Introduction to Python. So these are the 8 courses that form the foundation level of the BS in Data Science and Applications. So these are pathways in which you can actually complete the foundation level depending on your background. Say whether you have a technical background, you have some coding knowledge, whether you have a strong maths background, whether you know statistics, you've been maybe doing some part of math stats in part of your other program or as part of your work. Depending on your time availability also, whether you're a working professional who can only give say 10 hours or 15 hours per week for studying from this program, or whether you're doing this program as full time, you can choose the various options that are given here. So basically, let's see the column which is to the rightmost. We call it the fastest path. You can complete the foundation level of 8 courses in 2 terms or 8 months. Basically, this will require a commitment of about 40 hours per week from you of effort and study time, because there are 4 courses. On an average, we say that every course takes about 10 to 15 hours of study time. So at least 40 hours you should be making available to study if you want to do 4 courses from this level in a particular term, right? So how would we say you can divide it is, you can do about 5 hours per weekday, Monday to Friday maybe, or 6 hours per weekday, Monday to Friday, so that comes to about 25 to 30 hours. And then on the Saturday, Sunday, you can probably give about another 15 to 20 hours of study time. So this is the way that you can schedule it. And the courses you will take is English 1, Maths 1, Statistics 1 and CT in the first term, and the next term will be English 2, Maths 2, Statistics 2 and Introduction to Python. Now suppose you are not a full-time student in the program, or suppose you have other engagements that you are a part of, maybe you're doing a college program on the side, or maybe you're a working professional, or maybe in general you want to do the math stats better because you don't have a background. In that case, we would suggest that you do the foundation level in 3 terms. And the way that the courses will progress will be, the first term you do English 1, Maths 1 and Computational Thinking. In term 2, you can take up Statistics 1, English 2 and Maths 2. And the third term, you do Statistics 2 and Introduction to Python. So, of course, you can work around the courses. This is just our suggestion. You can work around on what courses exactly you want to do in each term. Look at the prerequisites though for them. English 1 is a prerequisite to English 2, Maths 1 is a prerequisite to Maths 2, Stats 1 is a prerequisite to Stats 2 and CT is a prerequisite to Python. So, when you plan your courses per term, think of which one you will do first, so that you can do the course in the next immediate term which has that as the prerequisite. And the last one, the column 1 that we are given, a comfortable pathway, is typically you take 4 terms to complete the foundation level, you do only 2 courses per term, and this is a very kind of we would say a comfortable pathway or an easy way to complete the 8 courses of the foundation level. So basically you start off with English 1, Maths 1 in term 1, then you do Stats 1 and CT in term 2, you do Maths 2 and Intro to Python in term 3 and Stats 2 and English 2 in the term 4. You can swap maybe Intro to Python with English 2 in case you want to spend more time on the coding part, or you can use it as is. So these are 3 different pathways that we recommend from our side on how you can complete the 8 courses of the foundation level. And we will also tell you, in general, only 10% of the students who enter the foundation level actually complete 8 courses in 2 terms. These are typically the full-time students or those who have a very strong background in maths and coding. Otherwise, the normal that we are seeing is 3 to 4 terms. that students are completing the foundation level in. The fees per course at the foundation level, you can see here, I think all of you will be aware of this. Even on the website we have given this. The fee per course at the foundation level is rupees 4,000. There are of course waivers for students from various categories. So, the fee per category is given here. So, for students belonging to the SC/ST category or PWD with more than 40% disability are given a 50% fee waiver already, and depending on their income level they get additional fee waivers on the course fees too. So, you pay either 4,000 for the general category where you have no waivers, or it could be rupees 2,000 per course or 1,000 per course. And the documents that are needed for us to extend this waiver are given here. So, it could be a combination of the SC/ST certificate with the family income certificates, the EWS certificate with the family income certificates, the PWD certificate, or the OBC NCL with the family income certificates. So, one thing I'd like to remind you, the 32,000 for the foundational level, or appropriately what you would pay for your category, need not be paid to us at the beginning when you enter the program. You will pay only for as many courses as you register to in every term. So, if you register to 2 courses and I belong to the general category, say, I will pay only rupees 8,000. If I belong to say the OBC NCL less than 1 lakh per annum income category, then I will pay only 2,000 rupees in that term for the 2 courses that I register. We will not be asking you to pay for the entire 8 courses at the beginning itself. So, this is one very important point that we would like to point out and we would like to emphasize. Please go through this very carefully. This is given on the website too. This is one of the most important program rules that you have to be aware of. Basically, the entire BSc program, the IIT Madras Senate has approved, needs to be done within 6 years or 18 terms. And if you want to complete the BS program, it has to be completed within 8 years or 24 terms. Okay, this is for the BSc level and for the BS level. But each individual level of the program too has an individual cutoff time of about 9 terms or 3 years in which the levels should be completed. In fact, we are debating on changing a part of this also. We will get back to you once the policy is finalized. But for now, the IITM Senate has approved that the foundation level should be completed in a maximum of 9 terms or 3 years. And both the diplomas should be completed within a maximum time of 9 terms or 3 years. Okay. So, this is something you have to keep in mind, and the time is calculated from the first term you registered for courses within the program. So, supposing I register in January 2021, right? So, Jan 21, May 21, September 21, we run 3 terms a year. So, in 2021 it will be counted as 3 terms, in 2022 it will be counted as 3 terms, in 2023 it will be counted as 3 terms. So, by December 2023, students who joined the foundation level in January 2021 would have completed 9 terms. If they still have not completed the foundation level, they would no longer be permitted to continue with the program and they will be removed from the program. Okay. So, from when you start the program, you have to ensure that you complete the foundation level within 9 terms. And these 9 terms will also include the terms where you do not register to courses or you take an RKA break, right? Registration keep alive, that you are telling us that I am not doing any courses actively, that is RKA. So, it includes those also where you take a break or you register with us saying it is an RKA. So, putting together all this, we will count 9 terms and you have to complete the foundation level within that. You have to complete 2 diplomas within again 9 terms or 3 years. So, from the term you enter the diploma level, right, the first term that you enter the diploma level and start courses, from there we will again start the count of 9 terms. You have to complete the 2 diplomas within a period of 9 terms. If you do not complete the foundation level in 9 terms, you will be removed from the program, email ID will be deactivated. You cannot continue the program beyond this. So, be very, very aware of this. Ensure that you register to courses regularly, ensure that you make a plan to complete the foundation level within this if you are serious about completing the BS program from IIT Madras. Okay. Okay, coming back to the good parts, now that you've completed your qualifier and you have registered to courses with us, you would have received an email ID from our side which says roll number at ds.study.iitm.ac.in. Okay, this is the format of roll number that we give to all students. The first two digits show the year in which you started it, the second two will show the term in which you started the foundation level with us. So, you can log into courses going forward only with this ID. Your personal ID would have been deactivated and you can access the dashboard, you can access the courses only with the program given email ID. Okay, and your ID card would have been generated by us. You can find it in the document section of your dashboard. So, these would have been done now that you're entering the foundation level and you're starting the program with us. Okay, coming to the structure of the courses and the assessments that are there, I think you all would be aware that typically we have 2 quizzes and we have 1 final exam for every course. So, quiz 1 is conducted at the end of 4 weeks, quiz 2 is conducted at the end of 8 weeks and the final exam is conducted at the end of 12 weeks when the course is completed. So, some pointers with regard to when the qualifier score will be used as quiz 1 score and when it will not be used. So, supposing you are doing the qualifier in say January 2024 term, right? So, if you continue to register to courses having passed the qualifier in January term itself, the qualifier will be considered as quiz 1 score, then you will go on to write quiz 2 and the final exam and we will get out your grade based on it, right? So, if you register to the qualifier in January 24, but you do not opt to continue with courses in the January term, but you say I will come back in May term or September term, in that case, we will use your qualifier score as the quiz 1 score in the May term for the courses you register. But supposing you register for say English 1 and Maths 1 in the January term after your qualifier in the January term, in the May term, we will not consider your qualifier scores as quiz 1 scores. You have to give your quiz 1 as a fresh quiz. That's how the policy of the program works. That's what I've given here in terms of term X and term X plus 1 in generic terms so that it's not limited to any time period. But this is the way that the qualifier score will or will not be used as the quiz 1 score. The quiz 1 is broadly based on contents of weeks 1 to 4 and quiz 2 is based on weeks 1 to 8 and the final exam is based on contents provided in the weeks 1 to 12 of the course. Okay, these are the dates for this particular year, academic year of 2024. The 3 terms are listed here and the quiz 1, quiz 2 end term exam dates are given here. So, these are finalized from our side. There will be no changes in this unless there is something very compelling for us to make the change, but we think that this will be the final schedule that we will adhere to. The dates for the OPPs and any other waivers that we have to do will be announced before or during the term as is applicable for each course. So, that alone the schedule is not done yet. The January schedule is done. It is shared with all of you. You can find that in your calendar. You can find that in the grading document and so on. But for all the other terms, May term and September term, we will define the dates for the OPPs and any other assessment components just before the term is released. Okay. And do read our emails, do read our announcements just in case we are making any change. We should not be making any change in these assessment dates, but if at all, please do watch out for our announcements, emails, WhatsApp messages to see whether there are any changes in the proposed dates. Okay, let us come to the grading pattern because many of you are coming into the program for the very first time. I'm not sure whether you're aware of how we calculate the final course grade for these courses. So, I would like to spend some time in explaining how we will do the calculation for the course grades for the courses in the foundation level, right? Firstly, just like you had an eligibility to attend the qualifier exam, correct, that you got a hall ticket for the qualifier exam based on assignment scores of weeks 1 to 4, there is an eligibility to get the hall ticket for the final exam also. Right? So, the eligibility to get the hall ticket for the final exam is average of the best 5 out of the first 9 weeks of graded online assignments that you do in the course should be greater than or equal to 40%. Okay? And you have to mandatorily attend one of the 2 quizzes. These 2 conditions have to be satisfied to get the hall ticket for the final exam. And eligibility to obtain the final course grade, whether it's a pass grade or it's a fail grade, attending the end term exam is mandatory for that. With respect to any other specifics of courses, check the grading document for further details. But basically, the final exam is mandatory to attend if you need to get a pass grade in your course. So, calculating the final score, how do we do it? There is a generic formula that we use for 7 out of the 8 foundation courses. So, supposing we have GAA, which is defined as average score in best 10 out of all weekly graded assignments. Okay, so this is one component that is there. QZ1 is the score in quiz 1, QZ2 is the score in quiz 2, and F is the score in the final exam that you will write after the end of 12 weeks. Assuming that these are the assessment components for the course, 10% weightage is given for the average score in the weekly graded assignment. So, we have given it as 0.1 GAA, and then there is a formula wherein if you have attended both quizzes or if you have attended one quiz, we do a combination of the two, see whichever is the higher mark, and then we add it to the weekly graded assignment score. So, this is the formula that we use, and for statistics too, we have a bonus points component from one extra activity also. So, that is something that is optional. You can do it if you want. If you want to get more marks, you can do that. For statistics 1, we just introduced it last term. I am hoping it will continue, but you can again watch out for announcements on it to get some bonus points from this. Otherwise, the final score is calculated based on your weekly graded assignments, your quiz 1, your quiz 2 and the end term exam score. For Python programming alone, we will have 2 programming exams that will be scheduled for you. So, the eligibility for appearing for the online proctored programming exam, this is a term that you will have to get familiar with. It is called OPPE in our site. So, a lot of mails and messages you will get based on this term called OPPE. So, all students will be scheduled to write OPPE 1, which is the first programming exam. So, all of you can attempt it and you can score in that. Apart from it, apart from the weekly graded assignments we have in Python, which is an multiple choice, multiple select kind of a quiz thing, as well as programming assignments, every week on Friday, Saturday and Sunday, we also open up a timed programming assignment. And you have to attempt this timed programming assignment. One, it gives you a practice for handling the OPPs. So, the OPPs are typically 90 minutes in which you have to write 3 or 4 programs. For those of you who are very new to coding, it is a huge challenge that people are not really able to do 3 programs in 90 minutes, get it to work, compile, run and also pass the test cases. Hence, what we have done with these Friday, Saturday, Sunday timed assignment is that we try to emulate the OPPs and we give you a 7 PM to 9 PM time and we say try to do the programs that we are given in that slot so that you get used to how do you apportion your time between the programs within a limited duration. That is some practice that we give you. But this weekly assignment that we do on Friday, Saturday, Sunday will define the eligibility for you to appear in OPPE 2. Okay. So, if the average of the scores of the best 4 out of the first 6 timed assignments is greater than or equal to 40 out of 100, only then we will schedule OPPE 2 for you. Else, we will not schedule OPPE 2 for you. Please be clear about this. We've had many students in the past who do not read this, in the grading document, say they are not aware of it. But this is a condition that we have been following at least for the last 2 or 3 terms, and this will be valid even for the terms that are coming up. And eligibility to write the final exam is as follows. One is of course the weekly graded assignment score like we did in the previous slide. Best 5 out of the first 9 weekly assignment scores should be greater than or equal to 40 out of 100, that is there. And if the average of the scores of the best 4 out of the first 6 timed assignments is also greater than 40 out of 100. So, you can see that the weekly timed assignment that we do on the weekends affects you in 2 ways. It determines your eligibility for OPPE 2. It determines your eligibility to get the hall ticket for the final exam. So you need to do your weekly graded assignments, you need to do your weekend programming assignments, you need to also do your OPP as well to be eligible for the final exam and to get a final course grade. Okay. So eligibility for the final course grade, you can see attending the end-term exam, like we said, which is mandatory. Score in one of the two OPPs should be greater than 40 out of 100. Otherwise, you will not get a pass grade. So we are ensuring in the Python course that you know the theory part also well, but you also know to write a program and you're able to pass the programming exam. So I hope this is clear. Go through the grading document if you have any doubts. If you have further any questions, you can ask the instructors or you can ask on the discourse forum and the team will reply to you. Grading scheme and pass criteria, this is something you should know. This is valid for everyone in the program, whether it is a foundation level, whether it is a diploma level, whether it is the degree level. So like we showed, the final course score, T score, is calculated based on all assessment components. So the weekly graded assignments, quiz 1, quiz 2, final exam, if there are OPPs that will be there, if there is any other assessment component that will also be added to it. And finally, we come up with a final course score. Okay, it's called a total course score, T. That is a term that we keep using in the program. And if you get T more than 40 out of 100, then you are deemed to have passed the course. And what is the grades that you will get? It is shown here. When T is greater than or equal to 90, you get an S grade. When you get a T score between 80 and 89, you get an A grade, and so on, it goes on. If T is less than 40, you are deemed to have not passed the course, so you get a fail grade, which is a U grade. Okay. And the grades that we will use, if you did not even get the hall ticket for the final exam because of ineligibility, either due to average assignment score being less or quizzes not being attended, you will get a WA or a WQ grade on your progress card. So these are equivalent to a U, but just to differentiate that you did not write the final exam and then fail the course, actually you were not even eligible to write the final exam. That's why we push in a WA or a WQ grade. And there is an I grade, which is incomplete, where if you did not attend the final exam, in that case, you get an I grade because we still don't know how you will perform and whether you will pass or fail the course. Hence, we push an I grade, and for this, you can take up the exam in the subsequent term and actually complete the course. So, this is the grades that we give for you in the program. It is common for all courses in the program of the foundation level, the diploma level and the degree level, like I said. And when calculating your GPA or the CGPA, the grade points is what we will use here. So, S grade is taken as 10 points, A grade is taken as 9 points and so on. You can see D is 6 but E is 4. E is not 5, E is 4 points and U and the other grades are taken as 0 points. Okay. So, we also have a parameter called credit clearing capability in the program. We call it CCC in the program. Most times you will again get emails or messages, or on your dashboard you will see something which is CCC. So, basically CCC gives you an idea of how many courses you are able to handle and you can possibly register for in a term to do well in that term. It is not probably indicative of just your ability, but it also is indicative of the time that you are able to put into the courses. So, if you are busy and maybe you have just been doing the minimum required in any course to pass and maybe you are getting a D grade in 2 courses you took, we would really suggest that you should not be taking 3 and 4 courses because your grades are already less in those 2 courses and maybe you should just continue with 1 or 2 courses going forward. So, typically what we do is we calculate the average of course marks from the previous term or even the previous 2 terms, and we do this kind of a recommendation table where if the average of courses that you've completed is less than 50, which is that D grade or an E grade that you got, then maybe you should do only 1 or 2 courses in every term, because we are seeing that either you don't put in the effort or the time, or maybe you are not able to cope with the courses. If you have this S score between 50 and 70, maybe 3 is a good recommendation for you, and above 70 we say maybe you can deal with 4 courses in the program. So, that is something that we recommend. It's called the credit clearing capability, and this is something that you should think for yourself. You should also look at how you have been doing the courses, how much time you are able to spend, and then decide to register for courses so that you do them really well, get good grades and get a good CGPA. So that is something very important you have to keep in mind when you are thinking about and deciding how many courses to register in a particular term. Okay, let us come to the various scenarios now of how the grades impact you, right? So, if somebody was not eligible to get the hall ticket to the final exam, that is you got a WA or a WQ grade, or even if you were eligible, you went and wrote the final exam, but your total score finally was less than 40, that you got a U grade and you did not pass the course, what are the options available for you? You have to repeat the entire course in the next terms. There is no other option to again attempt the final exam or do it. You have to repeat the entire course. You have to do the weekly assignments again. You have to become eligible to get the hall ticket to the final exam based on the conditions for that course. Then go attempt it and pass the course. Okay. So, this is what is said here, and includes submission of assignments, redoing all the quizzes and the interim exam. And the fees for repeating the course is the same as the regular course fee. So, if the course fees for you in general category was 4,000 and you got a WA, WQ grade in that, then you pay the 4,000 again for that course, register for it in the next subsequent terms and you complete it. So, this is what you have to do if you got a WA, WQ or an U grade. Okay, what if a learner is absent for the final exams and got an I grade, which is an incomplete grade? Okay, so there are two options here. One option is you have already finished the weekly assignments. You might have finished the quizzes also, because of which you got hall ticket to the final exam, but for whatever reason you did not attempt the final exam. In this case, you can choose to write the final exam alone in the next immediate term. So, this writing the final exam to get a grade is available only in the next immediate term. If you go in the second term after, say in January I got an I grade, only in May term you can get this choice of writing the final exam alone. If you miss that and do not register, in September term thereafter you will have to repeat the entire course. You do not get the option of writing the final exam alone. Okay, the fee for writing the final exam alone in the foundation level is rupees 1,000 and at the diploma degree level is rupees 2,000. So, what will happen here is you will go and write the exam in the next term that you register. All the other assessment components we will take from the term in which you completed the course. So, the weekly assignments, the quizzes, all those scores we will take it from the term you completed in. We will add only this end term score and give you a grade. You will get access to the course in case you want to refresh and revise the material that is there. So, in the term that you register for writing the end term exam alone, we will not give you hall tickets to attempt the quizzes, and we will not consider your weekly assignment scores even if you do attempt and you kind of revise it. We will only take the assessment components from the previous term where you had originally registered for the course. If you skip a term, like I said, and you do not register for the end term exam alone in the immediate subsequent term, then you have to repeat the course. You will get a U grade in this and you will have to repeat the entire course after that. Okay. And one more thing is, either, like I said, there are two options. You can choose to write the end term exam alone, or you can choose to repeat the course already when you get an I grade. So, when the any course has an I grade, during a course registration, there will be two options that open up. Do you want to write the end term alone, or do you want to repeat the entire course? You can choose either of the options depending on maybe the marks that you got in the assessments were very less, that you want to repeat it again and improve your marks, or maybe you thought I did very well in the course components and I only want to write the final exam alone. So, that is what is said here. And this writing the final exam for a course that had an I grade will be counted towards your max courses that you can take in a term of 4. So, even if it is only end term exam and supposing you are say going to take 4 courses that term, this will be counted as one of the courses and you can only take 3 others in that particular term that you are registering. Okay, now coming to what happens if maybe you had registered for 4 courses and then suddenly you find yourself that you don't have time and there are urgent other activities that have come up that doesn't give you the time to study those 4 courses. You also find maybe the courses are very tough and you did not expect them to be so difficult that you're not able to cope and do well in the 4 courses. How do you drop a course in this case? So we have something called a drop window which is opened for 3 days, 28 days from the start of the course. Okay, so supposing we start the course say for example on January 1st, on January 28th for 3 days we will open a window called drop window. So you can go into your dashboard and you can select the courses you wish to drop and it will be removed from your dashboard and we will do a drop mechanism. So in this drop courses, there is a admin fee deduction that we will do and the remaining will be put into your wallet. So like you can see here, if it is a foundation course, then rupees 2000 will be deducted and the remaining will be put into your student's wallet. And if it is a diploma or a degree level course, rupees 4000 will be deducted and the remaining will be put into your student's wallet that you can use the next time that you come in for course registration. So here are certain situations that we have also given of options of dropping. So supposing you are maybe not dropping courses in a particular term after you've registered, but for whatever reason you want to quit the program. So there is an option called I quit the program and you can tell us that you want to quit the program during the 3-day window and the course fee minus the deductions that happen will be refunded to the learner and learner will be removed from the program. Whatever documents are due to you in terms of progress card will be given to you and we'll change your status as quitting the program. That is one option where you choose to completely get out of the program and you're not even there. The second one is where the learner drops maybe one or a few of the courses registered in a particular term. So the refund for only the drop courses will be done in that particular term and refunded to the wallet. Email ID will still be active. You will continue with the other courses that you have not dropped in that particular term. And of course, your student status will be still active. And third, if the learner opts to drop all courses in a term. So I registered for 3 courses. I am dropping all 3 courses that particular term. So refund will be done to the wallet as per the table given. Email ID will be kept active so that learner can come in and register the next term. And this term will be counted as a term with 0 courses. So it will be counted almost equivalent to doing an RKA, though you registered but you have dropped it. So this will be counted as an equivalent term of RKA and the status will be changed to academic probation. And the fee receipt will be generated after this 4 weeks because we would also like to see who is dropping courses, who is staying on to courses so that the final fee that we have and final fee that we are refunding can also be tallied and we give you something which is accurate for what you have made as payment and what you have received back from us after you drop the courses. So this is a table that we have shown and these amounts you can see here and the foundation and diploma level are based on the categories that you belong to and the waivers that you have gotten, and what we will retain, what we will put back into your wallet is also shown here. For learners writing exams outside India, either at centers or remote proctored, you would have paid an additional exam facilitation fee for doing the exams. So for all such learners, when you drop from courses in the 3-day window after 28 days, 100% of the facilitation fee for quiz 1 will be retained by us because we would have done all arrangements by then for you to write the quiz 1, and 50% of the facilitation fee for quizzes 2 and 3 will be put back into the wallet because even with our exam partners, we actually pay them upfront booking seats for the quiz 1, quiz 2 and final exam as you all registered to us with the program at the beginning of the term. Hence, this is the format in which we will retain money and how much will be refunded to learners outside India who are dropping courses in a term. So there are 2 types of progress reports that we will share with you. So the first one is called a term-wise progress card. So this is a document that we will generate at the end of every term when your results have been published and you have verified all of it. This will actually list all the courses that you have taken in any term, and what data we will put in there is the course code, the course name, the level and the grade obtained. And in this progress card, we will show all courses that have a U grade, that have a WA grade, WQ grade, an I grade. It will show any courses that you have dropped also. So basically this will document whatever courses you have taken and the action taken on those courses in any given term. So this is called a progress card. The next one is called a grade card. The grade card is issued only when you complete a particular level. Okay, it is not generated at the end of every single term. It is generated only when you complete a particular level. When you complete foundation level, a grade card is generated. When you complete diploma level, a grade card is generated. When you complete BSc level, a grade card is generated. And when you complete the BS level, the grade card or the transcript is generated. So the difference between this and the progress card is, on this, every course will be listed only once uniquely, and it will show the final grade obtained in that course, whether it is a pass grade or whether it is a U grade. So for instance, in say one term, you did not pass a course and you got a WA grade, maybe in that. The next term you repeated the course and completed it with a A grade. So the A grade is how this course will be listed on the grade card. But on the progress card, in that first term, it will show that course name and it will say WA. Second term, it will show the course name and will say that it has an A grade. So the progress card will give you all instances of what you did with courses. The grade card will have only one instance of every course listed on it with the final grade that that particular course has. Okay. GPA is something called grade point average. It is an average of the scores for the courses taken in any single term. So for that term, what is the calculation? The formula is given here. So we already showed you for every grade we have a points awarded. So S grade is 10 points, A grade is 9 points and so on. So the points of the grade that you got is multiplied by the credits and it is summed up and it's divided by the total credits. So for every term we will calculate this. That is called GPA for that particular term. And then we will calculate CGPA for all unique courses done so far in the program, and that is called the CGPA. So CGPA is a cumulative grade point average and it shows you what your performance has been across courses done till that particular point in time in the program. So when you get your progress card, both of these will be listed in that particular document. So the progress card and the grade card will be uploaded in the documents section for students to be able to download, and hope you all are familiar with your student dashboard. There are a lot of important documents that go through it. I will also walk you through some of it when I come to that particular section. Okay, student status. So there is something called student status that we maintain for students in the program. I will walk you through the status that we keep. The first one is on the rolls or active student status. So when a learner is registered in any term for one or more courses after paying the course fees, the status will be on the rolls or active. So basically you are active in the program, you are registered to courses, you are doing coursework with us. At that point, your status is maintained with us as active. And then if you take a terms break, you are maybe paying RKA or you haven't paid RKA, you have not come in to fill the form with us for registering to courses in a term, your status in that particular term will be on academic probation. Okay. So this is the term that we will call on academic probation, and you have to pay us RKA of ₹1000 to take a terms break, to tell us that I am not coming in for this particular term, I am not registering to courses, but keep my email ID active and I will come back soon. I just need a break this particular term. If you don't pay the RKA but you have not come in to register to courses in a particular term, the next term when you come back to register for courses, this RKA fee will be recovered from you. So that is what is given here. The third status that we have is struck off rolls. Okay. If a learner with status academic probation continues like that for 2 terms and the third term also they do not register for courses with us, they are struck off the rolls. So at this point, we will deactivate your email ID, we will deactivate your ID card and status will be given as struck off the rolls. So official email ID suspended, like I said, and to reactivate the registration, maybe 3 terms you have done this, but term 4 now you want to come back and do some courses in the program, you have to inform the team who will reactivate your email ID and you can start registering for courses. So, there is a readmission fee for those with stuck off roles who want to restart the program. You have to pay this readmission fee to us, where we activate your email ID and other permissions on the program side, and you can start again registering to courses with us. So, any learner who struck off the roles 2 times from the program is removed from the program. So, please watch out when taking breaks on whether you are taking continuous breaks in 2 or 3 terms. You also have to be aware of the first point which I said, where a level has to be completed in 9 terms or 3 years. So, the more breaks you take, the longer you are going to do a particular level, and you should not come to a position where even if you do courses, you can't complete a level, and anyways you will be removed from the program at that point. So, please be aware of this. Struck off roles, if you are coming into that, you've already lost a year or 3 terms. So, think about where you are in the program and decide on doing courses thereafter. Quitting the program is another status where you choose to tell us that you are quitting the program. So, maybe you have completed the foundation level and you are happy with that to take the foundation certificate. You are not going to continue the program with us. You can actually quit the program with us so that we know that you are not going to continue thereafter. We will suspend your email ID and we will give you the certificates. Same thing with 1 diploma. Maybe after completing 1 diploma also you want to quit. Maybe after completing 2 diplomas you want to quit, or at the BSc level you want to quit. So, the 1 diploma, 2 diplomas and the BSc level, if you quit the program, one thing you have to be aware about is you cannot come and restart or rejoin the program once you have quit it and taken the original certificates from us. So, that is something that we ask you, saying that are you aware that if you quit the program after 1 or 2 diplomas or BSc and take the original certificate, you cannot come and continue from there for the next level. So, if you agree to it and you are aware and you want to do it, we will give you the original certificates at that point along with the transcript, and you can take it and leave the program. One thing we have enabled for such people is, of course, for you to do courses in the program, but these will not count towards credit for any degree or something like that. You will get a transcript from us and you can use it for learning purpose or anywhere else that you would like to use it. That is something that is there. And the last status that we have is alumnus, where students completing the BSc level or the BS degree become alumnus of IIT Madras. So, we will also send this list to the IIT Madras alumni office. There are procedures and processes by which you get registered with them and you become part of the alumni group. So, there will be some interfacing we will do between you and them, and you can become an alumnus of IIT Madras. For those completing 1 or both diplomas and quitting the program, there is no alumni status that is being awarded. It is only for the BSc and BS degree completed students. Exams outside India, I would like to also iterate that this program can be done by students anywhere across the globe. Okay. So, there is no requirement for you to come to India as part of this particular program for any assessment components. Hence, you can be in any country anywhere and do this program with us. We also have exam centers in UAE, we have it in Sri Lanka, Bahrain, Kuwait, Oman, and we are exploring in some countries like Singapore too. If you stay in any of these countries, you will have to go to the nearest center and you will have to take the exam in person. And if you belong to any other countries in Europe or US, Canada, Australia, Japan, where we have students currently studying in the program, you will take exams from your place itself through an online remote proctored mechanism. So, the exam platform is the same as what we have for students in India. It will not be a different platform, but the exam timing will be synchronized with the timings that we run for exams in India. So, for instance, if we are running quiz 1 and quiz 2 at 2 p.m. IST, whatever the timing is in your country, your place of residence at that point, you will be taking up that exam at that point. For instance, there are students in USA who do exams at 2 a.m. Because that is the equivalent of 2 p.m. IST. but we don't have a choice. This is the way that it works. You will be taking exams at that particular time, which is the same as the India timing. It is synchronized to India exam timings. Tuition fees, there is no difference between a student studying in India and a student studying outside of India, but there is a facilitation fee which is collected in addition to this for giving the exams there at the centers outside the India or doing remote proctored exams with us. So that will be collected in the form itself. Once you say that I am not in India and I belong to outside India and I will be studying from here. One word of caution here, this remote proctored online exams are permitted only for students from certain countries where we don't have centers and on approval from our side. If for whatever reason you happen to be in India during the exam times, you will have to inform us before and give the exam only from exam centers in India. You cannot do an online remote proctored exam by being in India. So if you're traveling back for work or if you're traveling back for any personal, personal situations, you have to inform us that you're not outside India and we will schedule an exam for you in one of the centers here. So normally when the exam happens, we will ask you to ping your IP and location, and if you find that it is in India when you're doing an online remote proctored exam, that exam will be invalidated. We will not be taking that marks into account. So please be aware of this point and act accordingly if you are indeed traveling to India for any of the exams. Content that is released in every course, I think all of you should be knowing it, having gone through the qualifier of 4 weeks. So the primary content is videos by the faculty that have been created and are released every week. So this will be about 2 to 3 hours of videos that the faculty handling that particular course, offering that course have created, and that will be the primary source of content for a course. Then you have activity questions which are a part of every video. So there are about 4, 5, 7 questions that are given after every video, which tests whether you have actually watched the video and you've understood what is being taught there. Then we have practice assignments, maybe 1 or 2 practice assignments may be there. These assignments are similar to the weekly graded assignments, except that they will have also the solution as part of it. So there will be a PDF solution where the complete steps have been worked out. There will be a video recording of the solution where the explanations are also given. This will be made available to you. So our recommendation, watch the primary faculty videos, answer the activity questions to ensure you have understood the videos that you have watched, and then start doing the practice assignment yourself. If you get stuck, there is always a solution, or there is a video recorded solution. You can watch it, you can see what you have missed or where you have gone wrong, and then you can continue with the practice assignment. The most important, the weekly graded assignments will be there. You have to complete it and submit because these determine eligibility for the final exam, as we have already discussed. So once the practice assignments are done and you're confident on how to solve, the graded assignments can be easily handled by you. So before the due date, ensure you submit the graded assignment much ahead. Do not wait till the last minute of 23:58 or 59, because there could be server issues because of load or something, and all your effort will go waste if you wait till the last minute. So at least do it 1 or 2 hours ahead of the deadline and ensure that you have submitted the graded assignment. How do you verify you have submitted your assignment? There is a last submission date on the assignment that will come up, and that will show the date and the time when your last submission was recorded by the server in our program. If that does not reflect your last submission, you will know that your submission has not been received by us. You have to ensure every time you submit that that date and time are actually reflecting the time when you submitted the assignment. And then there are tutorial videos that a lot of instructors have created around this content. So that is something you can see. There are also text transcripts and notes for every week. So we have transcribed all the videos that are there. These are given, these are corrected and made into a readable format, and they are also given as PDFs to you. So if you want to read through them after having watched the video lectures, maybe for making notes or as a refresher, these can be used. Reference books are listed that also you can refer to and do additional reading, apart from, of course, whatever is given by the faculty as videos. There will be a mock test that you can attempt to get an idea of how the quiz 1, quiz 2 will happen. And there are discussion forums and live sessions by the instructors that happen where you can ask your doubts. So, the discussion forum, you can ask your doubts in a written format. Within a day, the team will reply to your query there, or if you know answers to queries that your fellow mates are asking, you can also answer it. The live sessions typically are about 8 to 10 hours per week per course. These are handled by instructors and a combination of teaching assistants also. Do attend these live sessions to go and ask your queries and get them cleared, or at least watch them later to find out if there's any doubt that you have had, somebody is asked and they've answered it, you might at least get it cleared from that point of time. So, there are 4 types of live sessions. You would have seen this even as you went through the qualifier. There is a live session dedicated to discussing maybe activity questions. Then there is a solve with instructor where the problems are solved, as part of the live session, step by step they are solved. And then graded assignments are also solved and discussed, so that if you have any queries, you can ask that. Then there's an open session where any question on the content for that week can also be asked to the instructor or the TA, and they are handled by the team. So, here are just some tips that we went through. I already spoke about it. Go through each and every video, make your own notes that you can refer to before the quizzes and final exam. This is very important because you would make notes on what you understand best, what you didn't understand, how you want to make your cheat sheets work best for you. I think that is something each of you has to do. Attempt assignments on your own, okay? Take help if required to understand, but do not blindly copy the answers that are being put out on some WhatsApp group or some Telegram group and feed it in. Because in the quiz or final exam, when you write the exam under proctored conditions, there is not going to be help available to you. So, if you don't understand and solve problems, people are not going to be able to help you on the day of the exams, and it will not work for you to pass the course. Hence, attempt the assignments by yourself. Take help as required to understand when you are stuck, but do not blindly copy from whatever solutions are put out in various groups. Also, we find many websites that are selling solutions to the weekly assignments that we are putting out, and they are also charging some money for it. It is anywhere between 500 rupees to 1000 to 2000 rupees. Again, we are saying these are not legitimate websites. These are not authorized or approved by the program. The program does not collect any other fees apart from the course fees that we are charging currently. These websites, though many of them claim to be IIT Madras websites, or they sometimes use the logo which is not permitted, please do not fall for these. These are all scams. The support you get from the instructors through the live session, the discussion forum will be more than enough for you to actually understand what is being taught and go through the assignments and learn from it. You do not need any of these external websites that are selling solutions for money, okay? That is something that you have to be aware of. In the past, we've had students who have been scammed and also paid money assuming that they were approved by us, but then we had to tell them that none of it is approved by us. Only what is on the portal is approved and authorized by us.